Hey friends, welcome back to Beer and Beauty. It's Kasha here. As you may notice right away, I'm in a different location today. Today I'm coming at you live from the Empress of the Seas. This week I was away working. I'm a professional face painter and I was face painting on a cruise ship, the Empress of the Seas, and today is the last day of the cruise. And I always meant to kind of show you guys what I took on this work trip with me. You could call this a pack with me video per se. And I'm gonna do my best here to show you what I packed with me, a couple of things that I picked up during this cruise. So we'll just go ahead and get into it. Unfortunately, I do not have a physical beer of the day to show you today, but for the record, the cruise that I went to is the Best of Cuba cruise. So I went to go visit Havana, Cienfuegos, Haiti was one of the stops, Miami, and Key West. It was an 8-day cruise. Like I said, it's the end of it now. I already went to Havana and Cienfuegos, which was really amazing, and I loved it. And I've never been to Key West before or Haiti before. I enjoyed every moment of it. It was great. But I don't have a beer with you because after 8 days of being on a cruise ship, living on a cruise ship and trying to, buy drinks and stuff, I am broke, so there's no beer to be had today. But I'd like to mention my favorite beer that I had on this trip, which is Bucanero, which is from Cuba. It's the Cuba local beer. It's their fuerte beer, which means it's their strong beer. It's like a lager style beer. It is pretty strong. By strong, it's 5.4%. It's kind of like a lager, and we were drinking it all the time. The artwork was really beautiful on the can. Maybe I'll try to insert a picture of it onto the screen to show you guys, but it featured pirates. I never knew before I got to Cuba that Cuba had a history of pirates, which makes sense because it's in the smack dab center of the Caribbean. So I've done a packing video before for my trip to China, which was earlier this year in January. Now it's April and I went to Cuba, and it's a big long Caribbean trip, and it's actually, this trip isn't totally over. I'm still going to Naples, Florida for a couple days to visit Mike's family. I feel like this video is going to be a little bit different because this is a tropical destination, and it's going to be a lot warmer, or it was a lot warmer, so I packed very differently than I did for the China trip. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Like the China trip, I brought the same luggage, and I also traveled carry-on only. So I have my North Face backpack here, and I've got my blue suitcase here, and that's all the luggage that I brought with me. And I brought everything that I needed. Both trips were pretty long. Both trips were over a week long. I always travel carry-on only. It makes the biggest difference. Our flight was at 6 a.m. To come to Miami, to fly to Miami out of Connecticut, and we woke up a little bit late, and luckily we're still able to catch our flight no problem because we didn't have to check luggage. Traveling carry-on only is beneficial in that way. Not only that, but you save money and just save a lot of time. You get to keep an eye on your luggage. I highly recommend traveling carry-on only all the time. I guess the most important thing that I packed, and the first thing I'll consult with you, is my face painting gear. So I keep my face painting gear inside this bag. The most important thing that I packed with me is because the premise of why I even got to do this cruise in the first place is because I landed a gig face painting on the cruise ship. So let me show you the face paint that I took with me. I keep it inside this bag. I just face painted this morning, so it might be a little bit messy in here, but I've got two of my global palettes that are just like rainbow palettes of face paint for they're one strokes. And then I brought a little stack of rainbow cakes from Silly Farm, and I like traveling with this particular stack because you can take a handful with you, and they pack away really in a condensed small way. So I got my blue one, my pink one that's almost empty, orange one that I use for tigers, my soft rainbow, and my bright rainbow. So those were pretty handy. I use those quite a ton. I took my Mayron palette with me. I didn't use this a ton, but I brought it mainly for obviously the colors. As you can see, these are pretty much empty. I actually did get quite a bit of use out of. I was surprised. I brought a cake of half teal, half pink. I did not use that one too much. I brought a black from Carribean. I brought my chameleon green for Ninja Turtles, and I did just use it for Ninja Turtles. I brought a little tiny thing of hot pink. I did not really use that one too much. In this center pouch, I kept all of my pictures and my stencils that I worked from, like pictures of what I can do, and then my stencils that I work with. A mirror to show all the kiddos and the adults as well what things looked like. This was a brand new full pack of wipes at the beginning of the trip, but throughout the trip it's half gone now, so that came in handy quite a bit. Tube of glitter, a sprayer. This is just a baggie of Wolf singles. The palette broke, but I just put them in this bag and I still use them. Got my Krylon white, which is my essential white for bases. My Chameleon pure white, which is my favorite white. This was a brand new cake when I brought it, and I've hit pan throughout the trip on here, so that came in handy quite a bit. I use that one every single day. I have a couple of fab singles. I got my Ziva blue, my Rage red. This one's the rose shimmer. I've got Purple Rain. I did not use this one at all. I forget what this one is. It's just like a light purple. Neon Yellow, which I never really used. Krylon Interfriends Gold, which is a beautiful gold, but I did not use that one. So that's my face painting supplies. Brought 2 little baggies of sponges. This is what I have left of my clean sponges, is this one, and I put the dirty ones in here. When I get to Naples, we're staying with my ex-cousins, I'm gonna go ahead and launder these. I can't wait to do laundry, you guys. I only brought like a handful of outfits. Basically every outfit that I brought has been worn at least twice during this trip. So I can't wait to do laundry. I'm pretty excited about it, actually. So those are my sponges. I brought my favorite little day bag with me, and I used this a lot as a day bag while I was out in Havana just kind of exploring, and I also used it as an extra bag to kind of carry around my face painting stuff when I was going off into the ship to go paint. And in here I currently have a sheet of pictures to work from that's laminated, and then my face painting brushes are in here too. So I brought a variety of face painting brushes. I brought enough flat brushes, a variety of round brushes of all different sizes from 6 to 1s. Every single one of these I think I did use, except for I don't think I used my double filbert there, and I did not use my little fan brush, but I think every single other one of these brushes I did use. Can't actually do this job without brushes. Gotta have the brushes. When I bring this bag around with me as a day bag, I keep my Shiseido sunscreen in there. I did bring along a backup phone charger, so I could just kind of charge my phone on the go in my bag. I can just plug my phone into this, and that charges my bag. That's super handy. And I also have a Jack Black lip balm in here. I found another lip balm. This is the last of my Bite lip balm that I think I already featured in one of my empties videos, because it's like, I'm scooping it out at this point. It's pretty much empty. You'd think that being on a ship, the rooms, the quarters wouldn't be as dry as a hotel room, but I think they are about as dry as a hotel room, so that's interesting. When it's empty and I'm not using it as a day bag, I put it in the top part of my suitcase here. But yeah, that's my tools. Oh, I did bring a tip jar. I brought this tip jar to collect some tips, and I did this particular cruise, what happened after Easter, so the kids were already back in school, so there wasn't a ton of kids, and the first couple times I face painted, I barely painted anybody, so I didn't bother putting out a tip jar. The cruise went on, a lot of the adults became interested too, and on the very last day of the cruise I finally decided to put out the tip jar. I only used the tip jar one time, and I got some tips. Which counts a lot, because Cuba was very cheap to hang out in, but Labadee is just like an extension of the ship, and trying to hang out and do fun things on the ship is more expensive than trying to have fun in an airport, you know? Like, drinks are more expensive, everything's more expensive on ships, so I'm broke. It was nice to make a little bit of tips just to kind of make up for it. Maybe I can buy myself a drink now that I have some money. Wi-Fi is like insanely expensive. Drink package I just don't even do the drink package. I just keep it to like the drink specials of the day. Just drink 1 or 2 throughout the day and try to get my fill when I'm on land as much as I can. But unfortunately, Labadee was not like truly a cultural experience. It was just like a extension of being on the boat, but instead on land. You know what I mean? Looks like in the top pocket of this case, I had my boarding letter to let me know, to explain to people on the ship what I'm doing here. That I'm like a special vendor. I don't have like a regular boarding pass because I'm not a regular passenger. I'm a vendor, I guess you could say. So that's letting them know that I'm the face painter and they should let me onto the ship. Inside I have my brush roll. I only did my makeup like one other time. I'm wearing some makeup for you guys for this video just to show you. So I did want to bring a handful of brushes to work from, and this is my next brush roll here. I got a face brush, I've got powder brush, a contour brush, 2 highlighting brushes, a couple blending brushes, you know the works. And also in here I do keep a couple lip products. I went a little bit heavy on the lip products. I did wear the lip products quite a few, but I did bring like basically all of my favorite ColourPop lippies. I wore Clique one day. I wore Taurus quite a bit. I think I did wear all the lip products that I brought at least once, except for Havana Nights. I brought my Ofra Havana Nights lippy just because I'm going to Havana and I have my Havana Nights lippy. And I didn't end up wearing this one. The one I wore while I was in Havana, I believe, was Clique. It was nice and bright and pretty. And I guess now that we're over talking about makeup, I'll show you the rest of my makeup that I brought with me. I have this little baggie of makeup here. I brought a ton of little minis of like skincare products and makeup to wear. I've got my Wander Beauty mascara. This is the one mascara that I brought and I've been using it a ton. I've basically been wearing it every day and I'm kind of like falling in love with it. I'm learning that this is a pretty damn good mascara that like works for me really well. It's buildable, it's fluttery, doesn't get too clumpy. It makes my lashes look longer and like flips them up, like it curls them a little bit, so that's really nice. I've been really loving this mascara. I brought my one ColourPop concealer in here, my Cella brow product, which I've been loving to wear, Anastasia Brow Wiz. That is almost all done. It's basically all done, especially now that I've kind of squished it. So that's almost all done. That's where I put my grunge lippy. So my grunge lippy is in here. I have a couple of eyeliners, little tiny whatever's left of an eyeliner. This is my Makeup Forever Aqua XL eyeliner. I've got my MAC Kohl eyeliner here. As you can see, they're almost all gone. So when they're little like this, they're fun to travel with because you can dump them when you're done with them if you happen to so want to. Got my Makeup Forever HD powder in here as well, like a tiny little powder. I actually don't love this powder, but I love the size of the packaging. It's great to travel with if you're trying to pack it really small and really light. And then I basically just have skincare products in here and one hair care product. I got a marula oil for your hair, like a tiny little sample. It's almost all gone. I brought a tiny little bottle of Sunday Riley Luna, tiny little bottle of fresh sea berry oil. So what I've been doing is 2 nights of retinol and 2 nights of just like a regular moisturizing oil, and I've been switching those off. You know, I've been pretty good about keeping up with my skincare routine while I was away on this vacation, so pretty proud of that. I brought my Caudalie Vino Perfect Radiance Serum that I've been wearing every day, day and night. This bottle was full when I first got to the cruise and it's half gone. You're gonna see this in an empties video soon, so I'll give you my review then. I brought a tiny little bottle of It Cosmetics Miracle Water. It's a micellar water and it's an essence in one. So that's half gone. Been enjoying that quite a bit. I've got my Caudalie Premier Crew eye cream. That's the one eye cream that I brought with me. This is the one regular moisturizer that I brought with me. The rest are sunscreen moisturizers because I figured I'm going to be in the Caribbean, so I'm going to be needing lots of SPF. But this is the moisturizer I've been using at night. This is the Cosmetics Secret Sauce. It's like a tiny little container. And then I have the labels pretty much all rubbed off because I've had this for a while, but I used it up during the this trip. This is my Alginist SPF moisturizer. It was like a whipped moisturizer that had SPF. I used that all up. I'm going to give you my review in my empties video that's coming out soon after this. This one's almost all empty too. This is a AMD Solar Sciences SPF moisturizer, mineral moisturizer. This one's 50 SPF. I don't know if this one 50 or 30. They were both effective, you know. I was pretty good at putting SPF on my face, not as good at putting SPF on my shoulders. As you can see, I'm a little burnt. But I think I was pretty good at keeping the SPF on my face. My freckles definitely popped out quite a bit. I do have some makeup on today, so I don't know how well you can see, but my shoulders got a little burnt, my back got a little burnt, but my face was basically not burnt. I should have been a little bit better, because my freckles popping out was a sign of maybe probably needing even more SPF than I did, but at least I didn't get burnt, so, you know, that's progress, that's something. Wear SPF, guys. I tried to wear SPF every day, basically, every time I went outside. That's everything that I had inside this little baggie, but I also have another toiletries baggie. I do have some makeup in that one too. Here's my second toiletries baggie. I kept all my little things in this one, and I try to keep some of my bigger things in this one. Something that's not in either one I brought with me is it's still in the shower. I brought my Drunk Elephant Juju Bar to use as my facial cleanser. I didn't bring an exfoliator because that one already has exfoliating in it, and that's still in the shower. I plan on taking a shower tonight, so I'm leaving that in there. But I did pull these out of the shower well, I don't brush my teeth in the shower, but I pulled these out of the bathroom to show you. Got myself a 3-ounce toothpaste and a travel toothbrush that you can pack away nicely. I brought myself a travel razor. This is very convenient to have. I love having this tiny little Venus razor to travel with. I think I might use that tonight. My boyfriend has been loving to use this, which is the shower oil that I brought. This is my L'Occitane shower oil. It's a tiny little bottle here. Awesome, moisturizing, love it, smells great. I've talked about this in empties videos before. This is my favorite to wash my body with, and my boyfriend has been loving it too. I'm actually, you know, as you can see, this is a very small bottle, so I'm a little bit like, Mike, don't use up my shower oil. But I'm glad that he likes it. And then I brought a living proof shampoo and conditioner. Tiny little bottles here. I've been washing my hair a lot more than I want to. I've been washing my hair like every other day because of the salt and the chlorine and the sweat, and my hair has gone through a lot this week, so I've been washing my hair quite a bit. I did bring this Verb Sea Spray. I bring it traveling with me all the time, but I never use it. Especially because just being out on the top deck and just being with the salty sea air, your hair gets salty and wind-blown anyway, so you get that natural beachy wind-blown look. Why I brought this, I don't know. This did not get used whatsoever. I did use my dry shampoo quite a bit though, especially in the beginning of the trip. I was really trying hard not to wash too often, but I did use this quite a bit. My Living Proof dry shampoo, which is my favorite dry shampoo. And this is my other hair product that I brought. This is just a pure Brazilian leave-in conditioner, which I was using to try to keep my ends moisturized as much as I can, you know. Being in the Caribbean sun has been a little bit punishing on the hair, so to speak. So this has been very nice to have. Not the most moisturizing ever, but better than nothing for sure. I brought a body lotion from just cause my, you know, sunburn. I get dry skin all the time anyway. My feet get really dry. I hate when my feet get dry after going to the beach. You know, the salt from the water and the salt from the sand dry out my feet. So I like to have lotion with me for sure. And I think I have a second bottle of lotion in here. And this is just like a generic bottle of lotion. Mikey got this for me a while ago. And this one I keep just kind of in my backpack, you know, for on the plane to moisturize my hands on the plane. Both of these got used quite a bit. Back to makeup, I did bring 3 palettes with me, which is a little bit excessive, I know. This is the palette I kind of travel with all the time. This is the In the Balm of Your Hands Volume 2 palette. And I love to travel with this because it's got my eyeshadows up top. I've got a highlighter here, which is a beautiful highlighter. This is the Mary Luminizer highlighter that I love, and I'm wearing it today. Brought the Bahama Mama a bronzer, which I love and I'm wearing today, and 3 blushes. And I absolutely love this Frat Boy blush that's in the center here. And I do actually get quite a bit of use out of Instain and Down Boy. A little bit less than Frat Boy. Frat Boy is definitely my favorite blush in this palette. And then it also has a mirror. I don't think I ever really use the mirror. I just use the right behind you is my little hotel mirror that I use. But yeah, that's the face palette I used. And I did bring 2 eyeshadow palettes. I wanted to have a neutrals palette, so I brought my ColourPop I Think I Love You palette, which is one of my favorite ColourPop palettes. I absolutely love this thing. It's got gorgeous neutral shimmers and neutral mattes, so that's my main mattes palette that I was using. And then I brought, since I knew I was going to Cuba, I was like excited and I wanted to bring my LMR Cosmetics palette. When I was in Havana, I saw a bunch of coco-taxis and I was just like, oh my god, there's a color called coco-taxi inside this, I don't know, it was just kind of fun to bring this along. This is a great palette too, I absolutely love this. And when this palette came out, I was just like, oh, it like made me want to go to Cuba. So when I learned that I was gonna go to Cuba, I thought I would bring this palette with me just for the novelty of it all. I know that's kind of silly and not really utilitarian, not really practical, but I don't care. I did have fun with it, and I am wearing a little bit of it on my eyes today. This El Macion color in the inner corners of my eyes there too. And I think I splashed a little bit of coco-taxi into my crease. So I did wear this both times I wore makeup. And then on my off days when I'm not really wearing makeup, I do throw on a shimmer. So whether it's like one of these shimmers or one of these shimmers, I throw on a shimmer. Love those. Those are just the 3 palettes I brought. They're nice and small, so they fit inside my little toiletries back here. I brought just one foundation. It's actually a BB cream, but it's pretty full coverage, so it's good enough for me. And it's also 50 SPF, so that counts a lot for these Caribbean destinations where you're going to be out in the sun a lot. And it's my It Cosmetics CC cream in the shade Light. And here I got a little packet of tissues. Much like China, Cuba doesn't offer toilet paper inside their public restrooms, so I brought some tissues with me. I brought one makeup sponge with me, which is a Real Techniques sponge. And I brought this weird shape just in case I thought I might lose it. I didn't really care about the sponge too much, but I brought that with me. I actually have a second tube of It Cosmetics CC cream. This one's in the shade Medium, just in case I thought I would pick up a tan while I was here, which I think I did. I do have a little bit more of a tan, but I haven't used this one as much, just this one. Thing of probiotics, which I've been taking every day. I like to take probiotics with me to keep me like kind of healthy, I guess, like keep me from getting sick. I feel like high potency probiotics totally help. I've got a tiny little thing of micellar water from L'Oreal here. This micellar water is a little bit greasy. It's definitely a little bit greasier than my Bioderma, but it works. It definitely gets my makeup off, and I've been using it as a toner a little bit too. And then I have my hairbrush, which actually broke. I've had this hairbrush for a couple years now, and I've been taking it on my backpacking trips a lot. I took it with me to Europe. I've took it with me road tripping across the US. I brought it with me to China. I brought it with me to this trip, and I think I'm gonna throw it away after this. But I have been continuing to try to make the most out of it while I'm here, just because it's the only thing I brought to brush my hair with. So I've been just kind of holding it, pried open, and like brushing my hair with it. But yeah, before I get on the plane to go back home, I'm gonna throw this out. Then now I have a bunch of stuff in here that I haven't really used. I have like a Verb shampoo packet. I might still use this. Who knows? We'll see. Got 3 face masks that I didn't actually use yet. A makeup wipe from Elko & Company. This was in my haul, my IMATS haul. And I did mention that I was going to bring this with me on this trip, but I didn't actually use it yet. A couple samples. I've got a Dior serum sample, a Strivectin serum sample, Dior moisturizer sample, Sunday Riley moisturizer sample, Indie Lee cleanser sample, a second Dior serum sample. And I didn't actually ever really use any of those. I still might while I'm in Florida, but I thought I was gonna be like going through all these samples, and I've been pretty good about doing my skincare every day, but I haven't actually been using these. Oh, and in here there's a PTR primer sample that I haven't used. I haven't used any of that stuff. I have a couple little guys in here too. I've got a Smashbox primer sample, an Hourglass primer sample, and a Lorac eye primer. I have used the Lorac eye primer, and I think there was one day I used the Smashbox photo finish primer, but I haven't been doing makeup a ton, so I haven't actually been using those a ton. I brought a thing of prescription cortisone, which I did use because I get eczema on my feet that get really super unbearably itchy, so that's I do need to travel with this, and now this also helps with my psoriasis. Then there's like a handful of tampons in here, just in case, you know. Got a handful of Alka-Seltzer, which I like to have for if I'm ever hungover. I haven't been hungover, knock on wood. I don't think I've been hungover during this trip. And then I got a couple like vitamin C emergency packets, just in case I feel like a little cold coming on, or need to rehydrate. You know, people know emergency for helping with a cold, but it also is really good to rehydrate if you're ever you know, dehydrated, like you've spent all day in the sun, which I probably should have had one of these the other day after we came back from Cienfuegos. The day that we were ported in Cienfuegos, Cuba, it was so hot. It was like 95 degrees. We were all cooking out there. Me and Mike were on foot most of the day, so we were wiped out by the end of the day. We were so tired, and we were so burnt, and we were so hot. One last thing I haven't used at all yet, is a Caudalie Instant Detox Mask. Oh, and I have a Diva cup in here too. As you can see, that's kind of a lot of skincare. Luckily, they're all tiny little bottles, so they all kind of fit inside this. Yeah, I overpacked. It's a little bit too much. Like I said, I'm still gonna use a lot of this stuff, and I tried to go through what I did use and I didn't use, but... Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. Just got a little thing of Advil here, just in case you ever get a headache. And I think I did have a headache one day. I think it was the first day that we got here, because decided to party the night before the flight. We had a 6 a.m. flight. We didn't end up going to bed until like 1 a.m. So we slept for like 3 hours. We overslept. We were only going to sleep 2 hours. And then we drove to the airport, and then we traveled all day long, and then we got onto the boat, and I had to work basically right as soon as I got onto the boat. So by the end of it all, by the time it was like 8 o'clock, I had a headache. So I took an Advil and straightened me out. And I went to bed early that night because I absolutely had to. I was running on 3 hours of sleep. It wasn't a lot of fun. So that was basically all the little toiletries that I brought, and that's the things that took the longest to talk about, but I guess I'll go ahead and talk about what's inside my suitcase. I brought 3 pairs of shoes with me on this trip, and I brought a pair of heels, which I never ended up wearing. I did one of these cruises last year, and it was the inaugural voyage of the Symphony of the Seas, and there was one night in particular that was very formal, and I didn't bring a pair of heels with me, and I felt really underdressed, and I felt like that there might be a really formal thing that was going to happen on this ship at one point or another, but it never really was like that. I never really had a reason to wear these, so did not need heels. And then I also brought a pair of flip-flops. I did basically wear these the whole time, just like around the ship, at the beach. Yeah, like I wore the flip-flops basically all the time. I wore the sneakers a lot too. I wore these in the airport while I'm traveling, and then like on days where I planned to do a ton of walking outside, I wore the sneakers basically. In any situations on the on the boat where they asked you to not have open-toed shoes, these are what I wore, including when I was painting. They liked you to be a little bit more put together, a little bit more polished while you're painting, so these are a little bit run down. I've been wearing them quite a bit. I also took these to China. Before this trip, I don't think the toes were as scuffed, but now they're a little bit scuffed, so I might not take these on another work cruise. I brought this like line closed vest, because when I worked at the Symphony last year, there was a couple days where like it was impossible for me to close the line. Luckily, there weren't as many. This is a much smaller ship, and it's also during a week where kids are in school, so there's not a ton of kids on this ship. I never needed to use this. They told me that there was 73 kids on the ship, and many of them never got painted. I did stay pretty busy. I did at least like 25 kids every time I painted. That's not true, but there was one night I definitely painted like a good 30 kids and then a dozen adults as well. So, but I never needed to really use this, so that I did not have to bring. I have a sunglass holder, and I have my prescription sunglasses inside. I got these on ZeniMax. There's like a little thing to clean them with in here too. These I did not wear. These are the glasses that you probably see me with all the time, but there's also like a little bit of a sunglass like clip-on with these, but I never was too excited to wear my new glasses. Like these are my new ones. So I wore these onto the plane, and I've basically been wearing these the whole time, or my sunglasses. And sunglasses are absolutely essential in the Caribbean. Like, first day that I think we got to Key West, me and Mike were both wearing sunglasses. I'm just like, whoa, it's still too bright even with the sunglasses on. It's crazy. And then you take the sunglasses off and it's like so bright you can't even see. Definitely, if you're going to Key West, definitely bring some sunglasses. Those are essential. Something with UV protection is probably gonna be helpful too. Brought this little pinch emergency kit again. I brought this with me to China as well. This is just like a little emergency situation, little emergency kit in here. There's just like stain remover in here, there's deodorant, wipes, there's lip balm, there's hairspray, there's a sewing kit, there's floss and stuff. I did not use this time, but this did come in handy when I was in China. I needed to repair my day bag, which is still going strong, but my day bag started to fall apart at the bottom here, so I repaired it with my sewing kit that was in here. It's still going strong-ish. I mean, all the pieces fell off of this guy at the bottom here, but it's still together. It's still one. Didn't come in handy this time, but usually does. And then I brought my pack away microfiber towel that like dries quickly. I did not need this on this particular trip because the boat always provided towels whenever you needed them, so I didn't end up using this, but I might use this in Florida actually. This could still come in handy. So that's in here, and here is the one item of clothing I did not wear, which is my one formal dress that I brought. It's just like a halter maroon pretty little silky dress. I did not wear this once, and I'm probably not going to, just because I wanted to stay clean and pristine and not as tattered as the rest of my clothes have been. So I might put this in one of these pockets to keep it separate. In this little baggie that I had inside my suitcase, I have all my little cords and odds and ends and like tech things. I've got my external hard drive in here. I have an extra brick for my cell phone charger, some headphones, an extra SD card, which I'm about to use because the SD card I'm using is probably almost full. Just little cords and stuff. Another like a portable phone charger. I did not use this one. I did use the other one though. This one's a little bit less effective than the other one that I showed you at the beginning of the video. That's where I kept those. And then I have my phone charger that I haven't packed away yet because I'm still planning on using that. And then a thing of deodorant, which my boyfriend has been using as well as me. So that goes in there too. Okay, so I guess we're gonna get down to the clothes that I brought. So here's my little stack of clothes that I've been wearing. I think 3 t-shirts, including the one that I'm wearing. No, 4 t-shirts. 2 just regular plain black ones. This blue one, which I actually washed in the sink earlier today. This is gonna be my outfit for tomorrow, basically, for when we go into Miami, get picked up for Miami. Got a little black tank top here, a pair of shorts. These shorts are a little bit wet because I washed them in the sink the other day. So one thing that I washed this week. And then I've got all of this stuff needs to be washed. It's a little bit stinky here. Got my other t-shirt, a pair of red jeans, a pair of black jeans. I wore these painting one day and I wore these on the plane on the way here. Probably going to do the same thing when we return. A black tank top. Oh, my one dress that I kind of like have been wearing. I've been wearing this one to like dinner, and I wore this into Havana just to look. And this is a great dress to pack because it's just regular cotton, so you can throw it around and it doesn't really wrinkle, and I don't feel weird washing it. 2 pairs of like pajama shorts, or just kind of like around the pool shorts, and they're just cotton, so they pack really small and easily. I got 2 more tank tops here, just little black tank tops, pair of black yoga pants, and yeah, the other black t-shirt. So that's basically all the clothes I packed. On the plane, I wore this sweatshirt. This is the one warm thing that I brought. I needed it for leaving Connecticut. It was still pretty cold in Connecticut, especially at night. But when I got here, I haven't really needed to use it at all. I think one night it was a little bit windy out on the deck, but Florida, man. Florida and the Caribbean, and you're never gonna get cold. This is my apron that I used for face painting. These are all my socks that I brought with me. I think I brought like maybe 5 pairs of socks. I'm not wearing any of them right now. I brought like 4 bras total, including the one I'm wearing, and a swimsuit, which is still hung up in the closet. I'm planning on going out to the pool later, after dinner probably, and I brought a bunch of underwear. And yeah, that's basically it for the clothes that I brought. I brought my GoPro with me, which has been coming in handy for getting cool landscape shots. I brought a water bottle with me to refill. That way I didn't have to spend money on water bottles all the time, and you know, single-use plastics, gotta reduce the use of those. So I've been using this quite a bit this time around, actually, including right now. I'm gonna have myself a little sip. I brought my wallet here. This is my regular everyday wallet. What I've been using to hold my wallet while I'm out and about, just kind of walking the streets, is this little fanny pack, which I carry just like this. I always bring this thing with me traveling, especially to places where I might get pickpocketed. It's always good to have your valuables in front of you and close to you, so it's harder for people to pickpocket. Knock on wood, I still have never been pickpocketed in my travels, so got my passport in here, which has been essential for going to Cuba. And then I got my wallet in here. It's an under the clothes wallet, by the way, but I never wear it under the clothes. I just keep it in here. And apparently this wallet has kind of like a material that's supposed to keep you from getting your identity like scanned away, like so nobody can scan your chip cards. This is Cuban CUC, in case you wanted to see what it looks like. It's the currency. That's the tourist currency in Cuba. They have Cuban pesos, which is called the CUP, and then the tourist money, which is the CUC, which money that I always use. It was the more valuable money for me to use, so that was nice. Last up, we just have my backpack. So inside my backpack, I kept my camera, which is you're looking at right now, but yeah, the camera is also sitting on my Joby tripod, which also goes in here. I have my, I guess I'll pull it out and show you. Inside my camera bag, which is in here. I also have my laptop charger in here. And I decided to bring, I've been taking lots of French and Spanish classes, and I brought my like workbooks to like review Spanish with. I never ended up using them, but I did practice my Spanish. I think I did okay. I impressed myself with being able to like order drinks and ask the taxi driver where to go and what kind of money am I holding, because when we first got to Cuba and I had my money, I was just like, is this CUP or CUC? I don't even know. And then I have my laptop in here. Then I have my work planner, which I haven't used a lot, but I think I will when I get to Florida, and I will have to do a lot of answering emails because here at sea I haven't had a lot of internet access, and certainly not in Cuba, no internet access, so I haven't been able to book gigs or do work. But I think I still will end up doing that when I get back. Then in the front pocket here I had my hair ties, my extra hair ties, and then I have a couple of snacks from the airplane ride. The whole room is shaking because there's a sort of party going on upstairs. But one last thing I didn't show you. It's a portable hair straightener, which I also showed you inside my China trip, and I never used it. So just wanted to show you that I have this, but I didn't use it. That's it. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. So that is everything that I packed for Cuba and Haiti, and my stop in Haiti and Florida, and there's going to be a layover in Houston as well. Everything fits inside these 2 bags, carry-on only. We fly United, so they didn't weigh our things. It's probably more than like certain airlines have luggage weight restrictions. I did not, so I was able to bring all this stuff. And yeah, I never really felt like there was something I forgot to bring. Maybe I could have used a little bit more sunscreen, but I did have some sunscreen. I definitely felt like there was lots of stuff I shouldn't have brought, but that happens every single time. Every time I go anywhere, there's things I never end up using throughout the entire trip. But the only thing is maybe a hairbrush, because my hairbrush broke, but I was able to make it work nonetheless. Oh, I never showed you the one souvenir I bought. This is my only souvenir that I brought. It's a little Cuba flag. Other than that, I just, for souvenirs, have my memories and my friends that I made and all the pictures that I took. For the most part, I never really felt like I didn't have something that I needed. I guess I could have used a pair of long pants for when I'm working, but shorts that I'm wearing, my black shorts, is basically what I wore while I was working all the time. If you are going to the Caribbean for a work trip or otherwise, you really don't need to pack more than carry-on luggage. You can make it happen with just carry-on luggage. Mike, my boyfriend, actually only brought one backpack, and that's how he's traveled all day. Of course, he's been using a lot of my things, but he's made on with it no problem. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you got some useful information. If there's any questions you guys have about traveling on cruise ships, or traveling to Cuba, or traveling to Haiti, or traveling to Florida, or doing a work trip, or doing a face painting cruise, or what have you, feel free to leave those questions down in comments. I'm an open book. I would love to help. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope this was helpful. I hope you liked hanging out with me. I really liked hanging out with you. And until next time, please subscribe. I'm really close to having like 1,000 subscribers, so that'd be like really cool if I could get 1,000 subscribers soon. The family is growing, which I'm super excited about. It's been super cool watching family just kind of grow. Yeah, until next time, thanks so much for watching, and cheers. Bye!